everybody. So today I'm going to do my very first tutorial on how to cut your own hair and to do long layers with a blunt cut in the back. And so what you want to do is make sure you have a good pair of hair cutting scissors, professionally bought, preferably from a beauty supply store, a wide tooth comb, and a small comb, and a rubber band or a hair tie. Also, what I have used is Ion Moisturizing Miracle Leave-In Conditioner, which works really good. If you spray it on your hair, it gets all the tangles out, and it works really, really good. So any kind of detangler will work, but I prefer Ion. So here's my wide tooth comb. I'm going to start by combing it through my hair, which I've already added some earlier, but yeah, so we're going to comb all our hair together here, and we're going to make a ponytail, but I'm going to switch on the light because it's really dark in here. There we go. Now, take all your hair and comb it up into a ponytail. And if you have to, tip your head over, which really helps. And then it's actually a better idea if you do it this way. I'm going to show you from the side. So I'm just going to comb my hair forward, keeping it in a ponytail. Okay, get all the tangles out. As you can see, my hair is pretty long, but it hasn't been cut in a little while, so we do the best we can here. Forward motions and then comb through. Okay, once you get it to that point pretty smoothly, you want all the back side hair, and I'll show you this side, to go forward also. And then smooth it out. Okay, now I'm going to take my rubber band, hair tie, what have you, and I'm going to do a ponytail right in front of my forehead. So do a ponytail here. Just twist it around till you get the ponytail done. Okay. So now you got this ponytail. Your hair doesn't have to be pulled super tight, just as long as it's smooth and forward. Okay, now go ahead and comb your ponytail straight. And don't be too tense with how you hold your hair, because the more tense you are, the shorter the hair is going to be, especially if you have wavy hair like I do. So go ahead and decide about how much you want off. Now I want about 2 inches because I have a lot of dead ends and I want healthy hair. So I'm going to go ahead and just forward motion, straightened it all out, straight down, just like I showed you. And then we're going to bring the ponytail as close as possible to your chest, and the reason for this is because if you're way out here, as such, you're going to be putting more layers into your hair. So if you want less layers and you want a blunt cut that's going to be straight across, bring it close to your chest. Okay, so now we're going to cut straight across here, and I'm not taking that much off. Don't be afraid, just do a straight across cut. Okay, so now you can see it's straight. Alright? And if you feel uncomfortable in any way with that, just go ahead and keep straightening it a little more. Cut it again. And the reason that I'm doing this bluntly is because my hair is thin and it's wavy. So if I do a blunt cut in the back, it makes it look fuller. Now I can go ahead and take a little more off there. So there we go. Alright, now We're going to take this ponytail holder off and flip it back. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to show you with the mirror how it looks in the back. And I'm going to take my wide tooth comb just to show you how smooth it looks. But smoothing it out here, I meant to say how even it looks. But yeah, you can see that even cutting it like that, you have a pretty straight cut. Now it's not going to be perfect, but it's still fairly straight. But then again, if you want long layers and you want it to be a little more blunt in the back, that's how you do it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to cut the layers. Okay, so you got all the dead ends off, but if you feel in any way that there's still a few that are like kind of scraggly sticking out, you know, you can just clip those off a little bit. Alright, great. So my hair tends to dry out really fast. I'm going to go ahead and spray it a little more. And you know, we didn't cut a lot off because I'm mostly doing what I consider a health cut, which is just to take those split ends off and to make your hair more healthy so that it can grow more, because the healthier it is, the faster it'll grow. So here we go. And I do, by the way, need to get more highlights because my hair is growing out. As you can see, the dark is here and the gray or whatever. So what you're going to do next is make a part in the front on top, straight back, all the way down to the nape of your neck. Okay, and that might not be perfectly straight, but you want to go all the way back, just like that, even if you have to do it twice. Okay, and then comb both sides straight down. Now you're going to part right behind the ear, just like that. Flip that part back. Okay, so you want these to be right behind the ear on both sides. Okay, and then you're going to take that back piece back here, and you're just going to go ahead and put that, excuse me for going off camera here, but you're going to put that in a ponytail holder to get it out of the way, or clip, or what have you. Okay, so now you got that out of the way here. It's in the back. Okay, now you're going to take this front part. Okay, and it's quite a big section because it's all the way behind your ear. And if you feel more comfortable, you can take one side with take a clip and clip it out of the way here, so it's not in your way. And you can see. All right, and I'm going to spray this just a little bit more. All right, and then you're just going to smooth this down. And then you're going to take the longest part of your bang here, and this is going to give you a guide. So the longest part of your bang is going to give you a guide, just like that. Okay? And to get front layers, you want to bring all of this hair forward. Ignore that piece, that was supposed to stay in the back there. So let me tuck that in. Excuse my throat, I am getting over a little bit of a cold. Okay, so here we go. You take your hair, you comb it forward, and you match it up with where your bang ends. Okay, and you're going to cut this at an angle. And this is going to give you some face framing layers without cutting into the blunt of the back. So we're just going to go like this, cut, cut, again, smooth it out, cut, cut. Okay, there we go. Now you see these front layers are shorter than the bottom. Okay, but I didn't go any, like, you know, at a real sharp diagonal cut. I went all the way kind of smoothly to the bottom. So then this is going to match up with the back. Okay, so we're going to do that again on this side. And make sure that your hair is just as wet on this side, because if not, it'll be uneven. But it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. No haircut is perfect, but try to keep it as evenly as possible. Okay, here we go again. Now what you want to do here is take a little bit of the bang, okay, match it up here so that you know where the bang stops. Okay, now take your smaller comb, smooth it out. Okay, and go ahead and here we go. Match it up with that top bang. If you can see that. There's your point there that you're going to match it with. So it's this point right here that you're matching. And you're going to cut it at an angle. And you're just going to get rid of all of that dead hair right there. Cut it at an angle. And cut it upwards towards the bang. So there we go. Now, check your layers. This one's just a little bit drier, so I'm going to wet it just a little more here because it's dried up a little bit here. So match it up. You can see that they pretty much match. There we go. Alright. I'm going to check it one more time just because I feel like it might need just a little more trimming because it was not quite as wet as the other side. So we're going to go ahead and cut just a little bit more there. Perfect. Okay. So now, take the back part out and let's wet it just a little bit more. The ends tend to dry out really quickly, especially if you have thin hair like I do. I have a lot of hair, but it's kind of thin. So I'm going to go ahead and comb through again. And now what I want to do is make sure, comb it straight back, comb it smooth. And I'm going to get a mirror here. I'm going to check the back, see how it looks. And that looks pretty good to me. It looks pretty even, pretty straight across. So now what I want to do is, because I want my bangs shortened, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bang that you can wear to either side, either the right side or the left side. And to do that, you have to, well, what I like to do, you don't have to, but this is how I like my bangs because I have thinner hair and it makes my bangs look fuller. So I do a split down the middle a little bit here, sort of apart. Doesn't have to be perfect. Bring all your hair forward. Okay. And at this time you can kind of check the layers here. They pretty much look even. I like to do a pie shaping on my bangs, so you're going to basically make a triangle from this midpoint of your head, forward, okay? So you're going to go downward, and you're going to separate it right at the about at the tip of your eyebrow here. Excuse me, I had a hard time getting that out there. Okay, so comb this hair back. So right at the tip of your eyebrow. Okay, and you're looking to make a triangle right here, basically. So right at the top of your crown, make a triangle here. Once again, right to about the tip of your eyebrow over here. Okay, so that's where you want to make that go. Now you have a triangle, basically triangle shape here. Okay. You can smooth out the rest of the hair. You don't have to be perfect. No haircut is perfect, but this is really nice to be able to cut your own hair and save yourself anywhere from $30 to $100. Salons are so expensive these days, and as a ex-professional cosmetologist, I just want to help people to be more bougie on a budget. Alright, so like I said, if you want your bangs, if you're going to wear them forward and straight across, you don't want to do this. If you're going to wear them versatile, where you're going to be able to do them to the left or to the right, then go ahead and do this, okay? So now that you have your triangle, okay, I missed a piece there, so I'm going to pull that out. See, it's a little bit uneven, which I like to be a little bit more perfect with it. Okay, now that's a little more even. So now I'm going to decide where I want, well, let me spray it a little more because it's a little dried out here. I'm going to decide where I want my bangs to fall. And like I said, always keep in mind that your tension is very important, because if your tension is too tight, you know, you're pulling really tight, then when you're done cutting, it's going to spring way up to here. So you want to be very, very gentle when you pull on the hair. Okay, so here we go. I want my bangs basically to hit right about to my chin, and that's going to be a big difference because that's about 3 inches of hair. But that's okay because I haven't cut my hair in a while. So once again, I'm smoothing it out, gently pulling it down. Try to make sure that it's wet, evenly wet, because, and I'm going to spray it just a little bit more, because if there's any dry spots in it, then it's going to make a difference in how it looks when it's cut. So go ahead and pull it, comb it down. Okay. And the way that I like to vision how I'm going to cut this is sort of in a half circle, okay? But it's not going to be really strongly noticeable. It's just going to be lightly. So I'm going to pull this down again. Okay. And right about to where my chin is, because my bangs tend to shrink a lot, and they will if you have wavy hair. So now what you want to do is you're going to sort of cut it, imagine sort of a half circle, okay? So you don't want to go straight across. You're going to do sort of a half circle. So here we go. We're going to angle it a little bit upward, then kind of straight across, and then sort of downward here, if you can see that. Let me raise this up a little, but yeah, sort of downward here. And then I'm going to show you here. You see that curve? It's kind of like a half circle. Okay? Alright. Good job. Now, we got that. Let me just double check for any scraggles. If you want to check it one more time, you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to sort of do the same thing, do it upward, and then this side upward, sort of like in a half circle, okay? All right, perfect. Now, to do the layering, you're going to come up here, you're going to get part of the middle piece here, okay? And you're going to bring this up, straight up, all right? And this is going to put some layers in your bangs so that they're not so blunt. Now, you always want to cut it at an angle, just like this. And I don't know what angle this is, whatever science uses, but basically what you're doing is you're cutting it shorter in the front and longer in the back. Okay, so again, it's not that hard, it's not rocket science. You just basically pull it out, and you're going to angle your fingers so that they're facing out from your face, and that's going to make these layers in the back longer. Okay, got it? So then you can turn towards this way, and once you got your fingers locked, it isn't going to matter. You just cut as much as you want off. Okay, there we go. Okay, now you're going to take this piece and you're going to use this as a guide. Do the same thing. Now you have a guide, so there we go. There's your guide. Pull it out to the end. Do the same thing. Angle your fingers this way, remembering that these back part of the head is the back layers are going to be longer. So here we go, cut it. Okay, and then drop it, and then grab a piece of that middle, match it up with the left side, do the same thing. Alright, you see where the guide is. Cut it outward. Perfect. Cut straight down. Alright, sort of at an angle, just like I said. Alright, now that's going to put layers. Now you can see the layers in your bangs, okay? Now, I'm going to shake this out just because I don't want these hair pieces all over the floor. Alright, now take off your ponytail holder here. Alright, there we go. And another thing that you can do before you style it is, if the bangs look too blunt, you can go back in, which I kind of feel like they are just a little bit too blunt. You can part it right in the middle again. Not perfectly, but so that it's parted. Separate it behind the ears. Okay. Take this back piece and put it back, and then this part here. Okay. Now, you can kind of compare, and you see here that there's a drastic difference here. So to make that look a little more blended, and you don't want to cut into the back too much because you want to keep that blunt look in the back. Go ahead and spray this. Okay, so just like I showed you, I did it behind the ears. And then, once again, take your sides from behind the ear, take your side pieces along with the bangs, okay, and you're going to bring them way out until that bang drops, okay? When that bang drops, keep your fingers locked, okay, and cut lightly at an angle towards the bottom. But make sure you pull your hair forward, okay? There we go. Do the same thing with this side. You're going to pull it forward, comb it smooth. Let that bang drop. Once it drops, right there, dropped, okay. Now this side's a little trickier because you're going to be holding your fingers differently, but once it drops, you angle that, okay? And you just cut lightly, straight forward, bring it out. The further out you bring it, the more the layers are going to be, okay? Now, bring all of your hair forward, separate it sort of down the middle. Okay, you can see it's starting to get dry on me. But that is, my friends, basically how you do a healthy haircut to keep your split ends off, to keep it healthier, and just to make you feel better. So without paying a fortune, I just shared how to be bougie on a budget. I hope you all have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.